Welcome, 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 welcome. I see some new faces. Sab, I need your magic. I need your magic right now. This is the magic.
Yeah. I actually, I think Eduardo Chayas, something like that. Eduardo, please correct me. I probably just butchered your name. Welcome.
Thank you. It's Eduardo Chias. I'm from Mexico City.
Awesome. How did you hear about us, Eduardo?
I hear about Agile event, so I look to the several webinars, and
All right, awesome.
I like this one. Yep.
This is the best. Forget it. Forget all the other ones. That's it.
I know.
Awesome.
Que viva
we also do
Mexico.
something really cool. Go ahead.
Viva.
Que viva Mexico.
Viva.
Viva Mexico.
Yes.
We have
Thank you.
a Mila Musquiera as well. Mila, come talk to us.
Turn on your cameras.
Hey guys,
How you doing?
doing good. Thank you. I like everybody's background. So fancy.
Where are you
We want to
visiting us
see your
from,
background.
Mila?
You have your camera on there.
Where are you visiting
Turn it
us
on
from?
if you can. We're actually going to take a nice little picture in the beginning, though.
Oh yeah.
We always wait to the end, but this time I want to get some smiles in the beginning. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's just give it a.
I like that.
And I don't know. Nelu, I don't know if we're gonna do the automation thing again. What do you think? Or exercise thing?
We
How do you wanna
could
do
do
that,
that.
Nelu?
We could do.
Maybe
Yeah, let's do.
Saba can give us an exercise.
We need more video. We need more faces.
Yeah.
I look at all these lovely people. We don't even know what they look like.
Oh my goodness. Surprise. We got, so please turn on your video camera if you can. We do want to take a picture of the group. That way we can at least kind of share a LinkedIn post. All right. So Nelu, do we want to do that now? Are we ready, or do we want to give it a couple more minutes?
I think we should give it a couple of more minutes. People are
All
still.
right, all right. Who else do we see new out there, Saba? Keep looking.
Yeah, I see a tally 4, but I'm not really sure if Tally has been with us before. Why don't you enlighten us?
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Well, no, I have never been with you guys before. To be honest, the reason, and I'm sorry I can't turn on my camera because my room is a mess. I'm a college student at Barry University here in Miami, and I'm taking project management.
Welcome.
So,
Yeah, you can turn on your camera. We don't judge.
Look at me. Look at me. Do we judge here?
no,
Just look at me.
you don't want to know what
judge
you don't
here,
want to
man?
know what my room looks like, bro. But yeah, but anyways,
Okay.
I'm a project
No,
management
we
student,
don't
so
care what your room looks like. We care
Put a
about you.
background on,
There you
I like
go.
your background, by the way. You're in the
a
island?
virtual background.
It can always be at the
Oh, that's
beach.
real.
How's Jamaica right now, man?
Awesome. Awesome.
Who else we got, Saba?
Welcome.
Welcome, Tally. What about D Chukwu? What a
Hey,
lovely
what?
name.
D?
D isn't
D-
new. D's family.
It's not
Hello.
new.
Yeah,
Family? Oh my God, D, I am so sorry. Come on.
How about Daniel Christ?
Yes, Daniel was going to be next on my list. That's a name I can actually announce very easily.
Hey, everybody. I'm actually visiting from California. We have a colleague that works in Florida and I think attends your meetings, and she forwarded us the link over here. So I just popped in to see what's going on.
She dislikes you that much, Daniel?
Wow.
You know, likes, maybe not a strong, the right word.
Yes. There you go.
That's too funny.
There you go.
And
Thanks for joining us.
one more, Rick, but out of respect, I am not even going to attempt the first name. I'm just going to go for Miss or Mr. Ngo.
And go, yeah.
All right. Hi. Okay.
Oh, that's me. Hey guys, it's Kwok Trung. Short name is Trung. I'm with Daniel.
Oh, wow.
So
All
so whatever
right.
he said, I tried to join with my on my personal with my Meetup, so I can get the little dinging point, you know, like, oh, you've attended X amount.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
Meetup, I haven't been on Meetup so long that I had to reset my password, and apparently it doesn't like my standard default 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, so I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But then do it backwards.
That's because it's mine. That's my password.
Well, I can't use 4, 3, 2, 1. That's Daniel's password.
Why don't you do 9876?
Yeah, so I ran back over to my work laptop and I was like, I'm just gonna click on the link.
Hey,
So Rick, please give me my point, okay?
Oh, you got it. You got it.
here you go. We've
I
also
kinda
got a
like
couple.
that.
We've also got a couple of folks that I don't recognize. That's Thomas, Brigham, and Sebastien. If you would like to introduce yourself, we'd appreciate it in
Hello.
whatever order.
Thomas, North Carolina. How is everybody?
Awesome, welcome.
Hey, good.
Brigham.
Thank you.
And I'll say hello. I'm a Scrum Master here in Boca Raton with Silver Logic.
Awesome, fantastic.
Picking it.
Sebastien.
Hey, Sebastian. I'm a automation engineer in Tampa, Florida.
All right.
Great. Welcome,
All right,
everyone.
welcome everybody. Wait, we can start now. Joe is here.
Okay. All right. All right. Now we can start. Ready to go, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the love today.
No, we took early pictures and we did the LinkedIn thing already. So
Yeah, we already get
Yeah.
like.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I don't have to worry about it.
we did all that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Talking
Got
about the
got
picture.
number one or
No, I couldn't get it. Somebody else did.
Right, so
think we're ready to go.
guys, so quickly, guys, we would love for you guys to turn on your camera just for a little while because we're gonna actually take a quick picture. This helps us, again, we posted on LinkedIn just so that we can get more people over here, okay, for this great community event that we're doing every Wednesday and Saturday. That's right, we're doing this Saturday as well. So please just turn on your camera so we can just take a quick snapshot. And Nelu, do you want this automated? Do you want animated?
Yeah.
Or do you want us? Okay.
Let's give it us
this
some energy.
This is the tough one, guys. This is a tough one because I know we're all serious business people, right? And we always have to be so proper at work and go by the rules and all that stuff. But today, I want you to change. I want you to try to remember how excited you were when you were a kid and you were doing whatever you enjoyed to do, whether it was sports, whether it was drawing or whatever. What did that cheer look like? What did that cheer look like? So that's what I want to get from you guys. So Nelu is going to record you and I'm going to say, hey, what does that cheer look like? And you're going to show me your youth. All right. You hear me, Marcelo? Your youth. All right. I want to get back to that time. Right. You remember that time. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me see what kind of energy you have. And you're only going to have to do it for 5 seconds. You're not going to get worn down here. Okay. All right. You guys ready for this? I'm looking around.
Let's do this.
All right, again, your childhood. I'm choking on it. Your childhood, all right? Okay, Nelu, count us down and then I'll ask the question.
Okay, we're ready. So 3, 2, 1.
All right, cheers.
Thank you. I love the spirit,
right,
Matt.
all
Awesome.
Ooh, did anybody hurt themselves?
Yeah,
Again, we have
please,
no
please,
insurance
please
here.
don't hurt yourself.
We have no insurance.
Yeah.
I think I heard
Daniel,
I heard my spleen.
So Daniel, I just want to make sure this is your first time, right, Daniel?
No, actually, I attended one maybe like 2 months ago or so.
Did you pay the admission fee?
I did. I have the receipts and everything.
You did.
I
So
want
you
to
know
make
how much-
sure.
so
I
you
want
know
to make
how
sure
much-
everyone else has paid that before we start. Has everyone paid their admission fee? I'm looking around. Eduardo, did you get to pay that yet?
But wait a second.
Okay, Marcelo, let him know. Let him know how much it's going to cost, Marcelo.
Okay, this event is free as in beer.
Free as in beer.
Hey, Rick, don't you got a button that you can press for that?
We do have a button. Go ahead, Nelu. Show him the link. Give him the link to the website. Do we have the actual image there of him recorded or no on the website yet?
I think we do.
We do. We got to go look for that image. So again, please do me a favor. Click on that link that Nelu is going to post for you. And just so you know, We've been doing this event for over 10 months now? It's
Yep.
just growing very
Yeah,
quickly.
Actually, in about 1 month, it will literally be a year, Rick.
A year. We've been doing this a year. Not just Wednesday, but also Saturday. So again, if you're interested in getting coached, working through some of these things, whether it's a beginner, whether it's intermediate, whether it's advanced, whether it's in Spanish, so on Saturday. And we even have an application team that's developing an application. Like we tell everyone, oh, I want experience, I want experience, I want experience. Who's giving you the experience? If you come to our Saturday sessions, you will be able to be part of that, okay? We even have another group that's looking for jobs. Is anybody out there looking for a job? Probably not here, right? Everyone's employed here, I can tell. Everyone's employed. Well, we're running a special program to kind of help people that want to help themselves, right? And kind of pair up in group activity where we're helping them look for jobs. Okay, so we've been giving a lot to the community. All we ask from you is to please just share the link, share the event with others. Okay, everybody good with that? Okay, my name is Rick Regueira, and I am the president of the South Florida Agile Association, but I have a lot of amazing coaches like Marcelo, Joe, Victoria. I don't know, I'm looking around. Andrea is also helping us out. You got Saba. So there's a lot of people in this room here that are helping us out on a regular basis, okay? So you can also find a way of volunteering. Godwin is a regular here. Like we can't get him out of here. That's been a difficult thing to get him out, So again, please make sure you join us. Today's session was really foundational. And maybe some of you are a little bit more advanced than others, but we really wanted to kind of set the groundwork to understand Agile and the basics of it, okay? So we need you to be, how do I say this, courageous and experiment with us today, okay? Because we are gonna be doing things that are uncomfortable. We're actually trying to run an application too, so it might fail, but we're gonna learn and grow together. Is everybody okay with that? I'm looking around, I'm seeing some smiles, some happy faces, some thumbs up, that looks good. Yep. Walter, nice to see you again. All right, Andrea. All right, so the first thing that I want you to do, again, Nelu, did you share the link to the website? I want to make sure that they're able to access our website.
Yep. Yep.
And at
Please
least
go to
be aware of all the events that are there.
Yep. Please
And
go to
also
the chat.
Just so that everybody understands this, with that major expense of the admission fee that we charge, we also try to help you with certification classes. So if you're trying to get your certification, please let us know so that we can help you. So on the list, we might be able to give you a percentage discount on some of those classes, okay? All right, so with no further ado, we're gonna start by giving you a link. Okay, we're gonna give, now, Nelu, I'm gonna share my screen, but you're gonna go ahead and give them a link to the actual facilitator section.
Okay.
So everyone needs to get this link. And the first thing you're going to do is just create an account. Just create an account. It's an email address. No, I'm not going to blast you a whole bunch of emails. It's just so that you can get into the system. And I need to get your feedback on this system. So the first thing you're going to have is you're going to have a login screen. Okay, Nelu, can you please pass that on?
Yes. If you go to the chat, you have the link.
If you want to go ahead and log in so you can see what you're going to do, if that's possible, Nelu, on your end.
Okay, can you see me?
Yes, but you're already in the app. You want to log out? Yeah,
Okay,
log out.
let me log out. Let me log out. Okay, I'll log out and see what do we need.
It's okay. So
Okay.
this is where you guys should be at.
Okay.
First of all, before you click on that, is everyone here?
Yes.
It's your job to tell me that you're not there because it's going to be hard for us to catch up if you're not here. All right. So then you click on the link. Some of you, because you've logged in before, are going to be already in the system. Some of you are going to see this. I want you to hit sign up. And all it's giving you, and you can use that 1234 password if you want. Or so just put your email address, password, and whatever user account. Normally they don't have spaces, full name, and then sign up.
Hey, Rick, I
And
have
this
a
is just,
question.
what's that?
I have a question.
Yes.
If you are part of the transformation expert community and you have your login so you can get to our blogs and all of the videos and everything else, can you use that sign in here, or is this different?
This is different right now. This is different, but good point. This is different.
Oh, but do tell them about that area though, because that's good to have too.
I love it. I love it. So thank you, Salva. So the idea is that we're recording all of this, and we have a certain location on our website that you can actually be a part of our discussion forums and actually see the video. Nelu, you want to quickly just jump to that? And Salva, I want to make sure I take care of that. Salva's getting me on track. She's like, Rick, you forgot these 2 points. Thank you, Salva. Again, love her for it. So again, with the website, if you're able to go to the website, you'll see the free events. And I guess you're going into profiles there. Is that what you're doing, Nelu?
Yeah, just try to see if I can log out so people see how can you log in into their website.
I've tried logging in before, it didn't take it.
Yeah, let's not go too much into that, because then that's going to create a little bit more. We'll do that right after. Let's get back to the stuff, and then I don't want to make sure you don't log out and log back in. So again, make sure you sign up. You hit sign up or log in if you already have a login account, and you should be able to go in. Okay, so I'm hoping everyone's here. Can everyone give me the thumbs up that you are there? All right, I'm looking around. Nelu, do you see any thumbs down?
I don't see any thumbs down. Not one.
All right, great. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now.
The map.
Yes.
In the thing.
All right. You guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so again, welcome. Today our concentration is going to be on Scrum, at least one of the foundations, right? So we could think about Agile and think of that as one area of focus, right? But you probably have heard about other things, whether it's Kanban, right? Whether it's XP. But right now we were actually looking at Scrum as one of the first things to actually have a conversation with, right? And I'm going to take you through my own journey of it. And then, of course, we got awesome coaches here that can always chime in as well, okay? Before I start, I always like to understand how everyone's feeling. So you see where it says, how are you feeling? So what I want you to do is I want you to click on that and just tell me, how are you feeling? Put you're happy, if you feel you're happy. If you're having a bad mood, it was a tough day at work, put sad, whatever the case might be. This will at least give me an understanding of where you're at. And then, of course, close out.
I think there needs to be one needs a nap.
Okay, I see a lot of happies, kind of happy. There was even somebody a little sad, I guess, earlier. So this is kind of a list of how people are feeling today. Okay, I'm kind of tracking that. So again, if there are some people that are not as happy today, we got to make sure we cheer them up. Okay, hopefully by the end of the day, you'll be cheering up. All right. Thank you for that quick exercise. So the next thing that I want you to do, you see where it says meeting agreement. Everybody ready for the meeting agreement? I want you to click on that a second. And I want you to understand this meeting agreement. Read it. Tell me if you think there's something else we should add in there or something we should remove to that meeting agreement. What do you guys like about this meeting agreement? And you guys can unmute yourself. Don't worry about it. This is very open, but this is a conversation piece. Don't be rude. Don't take things personal. This is more related to a client that I'm working with. It's just related to certain values. right?
You might want to add assume positive intent.
I love that. Bob, can you do me a favor? Can you see if you can add it, see if the system even works? We're
Sure.
testing out the system as well to see if it actually comes up. Anybody else that feels like we're missing something? I guess we're raising our hand, right? Go ahead, Marcelo.
I added it to it, which is a consequence of not abiding by this working agreement. Is you got to
Whoa.
buy a free round of beer to everybody.
Whoa, okay, interesting. But what if I like cranberry juice?
Well, the working agreement is a living document, right?
You can modify it.
We
Love
can
it.
edit it.
Good
So,
job. Yes,
Can
Godwin.
we add Elmo?
Elmo, I'm going to show you what Elmo does. First, this is the working agreement, but then I'm going to show you some of the tools you can use. But
Oh,
good
okay.
point, Godwin, yes. So, okay. So, anything else? Did we add it in there? I see some new ones being added. Bob, assume positive intent. Great job.
I love it.
Eduardo, share experience that add value to others. Great job, Eduardo. Anybody else? All right, so great. Now your next step here, again, did you see this? This is what I use a lot with teams as I'm coaching them, especially when they love pointing fingers at problems being everyone else's fault, not theirs. Regardless of what we discover, we understand and truly believe that everyone did the best job they could, given what they knew at the time, their skills, abilities, the resources available, and the situation at hand. Okay? Everybody like that? All right. So now put your John Hancock down here. Yes,
Rick,
Godwin.
Rick, I want to add something. Don't speak over somebody.
I'm sorry, do you want me to
Put it in there,
go over you?
Godwin.
Yes, I like that, Godwin. Did you put it in there?
No.
Okay, put that in there. Good job, Godwin. Okay, so again, we said the word agile, and we're talking about working or meeting agreements. The first thing that came into my mind when I was thinking of agile and working through is really the relationships you have with others. Well, how more important do you think a relationship when you say, guys, this is the way we're going to work together? This is how we're going to kind of hold each other accountable and be a team. So the first thing you got to think about when you think about this whole agile thing is how well are you working as a team? How well are you collaborating? You know, all this other process and procedures and stand-up meeting, and all, those are great things. Those are great things. But if you don't get into the social aspect of why you're there, you know, us bonding as a team, making sure that we're helping each other out, this lasts a long time, a lifetime, right? So again, when I first came into Agile, that was the most shocking part of my learnings, that it all started with values. It all started with principles. And that made it easy for me as somebody learning it for the first time to just live up to it. That's it. All I had to do was live up to these values, and they were all over the place. So I could actually use these values in anything that I was doing. You know? So name one value, Marcelo, that's really true to you. Give me a value that you felt when you heard of Agile, when you saw some of those things that really meant a lot to you personally. I'm throwing you under the bus. Huh?
Honesty.
I love it. Honesty, right?
Yep.
So think about you running a company right now, and all you have to tell them, look, just be honest. That's it. I want to run this company, but I want every single person in this company to be honest. That means brute honesty. That means if you don't like something, hey, you know, that steak didn't really taste that well. You know, hey, I really don't like the way you dress. I mean, those can be really awkward situations because you're going to the extreme. But it's a foundation. It's a foundation to start with. Anyone else that has some values that you think are core to you guys having a good team?
Trust.
Trust, respect. Love it. Trust is a tough one because there's so many levels of trust. You mean trust you with what? Right? So that is a tough say, like trust. So we can double click on trust for a long time. We could actually have like a 3-hour meeting just on trust. But the one I wanted to hear is the respect one. I don't know why, but that one comes out so often. Respect. For some reason, I guess there's a lot of people being disrespected, you know? And what does disrespected mean to you? Who said the respect word? Tell me what somebody disrespecting you means. What does that look like? Give me an example of disrespecting you. Who said respect?
You could disrespect someone's time by not being on time and figuring it out.
Beautiful. I love that, Angela. Yes. So here suddenly I'm disrespecting you because I wasn't here on time, right? So I love that one. Great job.
I was just a couple minutes late. Gee.
No, you're disrespecting us. You're disrespecting us.
It's all good, man.
But again, we have to be careful with taking things to the extreme as well, right? We're all human and we're all trying to figure this out. Okay. All right. Awesome. So again, do your John Hancock at the bottom. And if you guys have a question, please, Marcelo, be tracking if there's any questions being asked so that we can make sure we're addressing it. Go ahead and sign the agreement. Da-da-da-da. Signing the agreement. Boom. Agreement should be signed. Again, I'm tracking here to see who's signing the agreements. Bill just signed the agreement. Good job. Victoria, great way to go. I want to see somebody that didn't sign and said they disagree. Anybody out there disagreeing? Not yet. I'm seeing all approval right now. Agreement. All right. Good job.
Do you want a disagreement just to see?
No, I don't want to see it. No, I don't want to see it. Thank you. Don't disagree. And someone's back to being happy now for some reason. Good to know. All right. So we're continuing down this exercise so that we're all on point here. So the next part that we did for you guys, and we're going to be building this out. So think about what we're trying to do for you. We're trying to set up a community to kind of help you out. So we set up a little vocabulary word here. And I'm going to give this to Karen here. So Karen's been helping build this out. It's not perfect. And Marcelo almost flipped when he saw some words there not being perfect. Okay, I got you, Marcelo. I love you, right? But we are trying to improve it. So if you have a word that you're interested in learning, Scrum Master, Master, right? Did I get it? Scrum Master. So what we did for you is we kind of gave you a little bit of the definition that the company said. For example, this Agile Alliance, they wrote this, and then we gave you a link so you can click on that link and actually research it more. Okay, so if you're looking for yourself on what are these keywords, now I can tell you this because I just have a coach right now who's experiencing this. I don't care how you learn these vocabularies. Understand that when you go into a company, you might have to learn some new vocabularies because they don't all use the same vocabulary. They'll start switching it around. Okay, so please be prepared for that as you go into companies. Okay, any feedback on the vocabulary? Anybody want to complain like Marcelo complained earlier?
I didn't complain.
Alfredo, what'd you say? Saba?
Yeah, I have a question. So I love it. I actually love it. And intuitively, I know that I need to click on that blue button to get there, but there's nothing on this page that says to learn more, click that button.
Yeah, I actually took out the learn more and I put the name of the company. So I just need to add a little bit more. You're right. That's a good feedback. So guess what we're going to be doing, Saba? There's a way to report enhancements or bugs. And I'll
Yay.
show you how to do that, right? So as we keep improving this is for you guys. This is the community portal for you guys. So as we keep improving this, remember how we talked about earlier that we're giving you experience on Saturday? This is the same type of experience. We're building out a team that's going to build out this application, and it's going to be using Scrum to build it out. So we're all working toward that. All right. Any other questions on vocabulary words? Did you find any cool words? Or did you find, yes.
Are you gonna have categories as well?
When you say categories, give me an example of a category.
So I'm thinking like safe. Do we want to have a category that says scaled agile, and then you can talk about safe, you can talk about less, you could.
It could be. So there's a lot of different groupings that we could decide on what we do with it, but we're also not trying to reinvent the wheel and trying to get you to the right location so that you can get more feedback on that. But I love the category, Joe. All right, awesome. Let's keep going. All right. So this is where that Elmo goes in. Where you at, Godwin? Here's your
Right here.
Elmo for you. Here's your Elmo. Bam! He's smiling at you. And Marcelo already corrected me. So for the people that have never seen Elmo and what it's used for, what do you think it's used for? Put it in the chat channel right now. What do you think Elmo is used for? People that have never seen it being used. The people that have, do not comment. I want to see what other people can assume this tool.
I like all that.
All right. What did they put, Marcelo? What did they put, Marcelo? Are they putting anything?
Yeah, Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street, yes, Elmo does come from Sesame Street. But what do you think it's used for in a meeting? In a meeting? Anybody else?
We need a Cookie Monster. Come on.
A Cookie Monster. Oh, they're making jokes now, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
No, the Elmo is a metaphor, okay? And the metaphor stands for enough. Let's move on. Enough. Let's move on. In other words, you're giving your team a signal that you think we've already come to an agreement. We're just kind of rehashing. And the Elmo is just a metaphor to help the team refocus.
Love it. And it really works because it's uncomfortable already to tell people, hey, can you stop it a second? Can we get to the point? And doing this kind of helps you, right? And look at Saba. Saba has such awesome little cards there.
Saba is destroying us today.
She is. She's awesome. She's awesome. All right. So we got Elmo. You got also the ability to go faster if you want to go faster. And the reason why this communication is important is because you're sending it to the facilitator, right? You got the ability to go slower, coffee break. And then here again, how you're feeling throughout the session. If for some reason you're not feeling good, Rick said something that was way off. Did not like it, Rick. I did not like it. You would go ahead and put sad face for Rick. All right. And I'm okay with sad faces. All right. So the one that I really wanted you to concentrate on is a Scrum Framework here. So everybody click on Scrum Framework. All right. Is everybody there? If you're not there and you got here for the first time, please make sure you talk to Neilu so she can get you over here. All right. So now let's talk about Scrum. I know we could start with the 12 principles. We could start with values and all that. And I know that's a different session.
Now?
What's that?
Sorry.
That's okay. I know normally that's how we start. Okay, but today I'm doing a little bit different. Okay, today I'm doing a little bit different. I want to start with over here to where it says number 4. Okay, now just so you know, we're trying to copy safe. So if you see this, we're clicking and we have this whole thing going on. So you can actually go through each one of them and learn a little bit more. It's not perfect. And yes, we are revising it. And yes, we're making it better. But don't expect perfection today, okay? And you see this little pretty bug, Saba? You see this little pretty bug over here? Now, that's your bug right there. So if you click on it, This is only Saba. You can add a new bug.
My ladybug. I love it.
Ladybug. Look how cute the ladybug is. But be careful because where is he at? I'm looking for Bob the Builder there. Bob is like massively puts too many bugs in here. And I'm never gonna have enough time in the day to see all the bugs that Bob puts in there. He's really good at it. But a little bit. Okay, so
Hey,
yes.
Ray, I don't want to add a new bug to your system. I want to report a new bug.
Oh, she's okay. Good point. So we need to change it. Report instead of add a new bug. Right. She's not breaking my system.
I'm on it.
She's actually reporting one. Thank you, Saba.
All
Good one to add. Good one to add. Look, I think they just added it too. I don't know who did it. Backlog, whatever. Okay. So again, take a look at this if you can, if you need to report something. But let's get back to so in every page, you would see this little bug thing. So going back, you can click on this if you want to learn more, okay? So people that have been Scrum Masters, some of you guys are Scrum Masters, and I heard a little bit. Hopefully you're giving this kind of tool to your current, teams, right? So that they can feel comfortable onboarding and they have a vehicle to do this. We're going to connect videos to this. We're going to connect different ways for you to learn more. This is just the starting block to this. Yes, it's ugly. Yes, it's not perfect, but we will evolve this. Wait till you come back a month or 2 months down the line. You're going to see an amazing, different product. Okay?
So, Regueira?
We're good? Okay, so we're going to start with number 4 here.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Regueira.
Yes.
How are you? Listen, this is Charlie. I'm for whatever reason I have something come up and I have to go. Where is it that you say you have to go to the link to see the entire meeting?
So we're going to share that with you. Why don't you put your email there for at least Nelu to get that, and she'll follow up with you to give you that information.
Okay, appreciate it.
Okay, just put your email on that. We'll all blast you about that.
Send it to
Everybody.
Nelu.
Once he puts his email, make sure you blast them some emails.
Thank you guys. I'm sorry about that.
No, not a problem. It happens. It happens.
Thanks for coming.
No problem. Have a good night.
All right, take care.
Good night.
All right. So again, I want to start with the foundation here. All right. So think about this funnel of work. It comes in to one central person. Okay. So I want you to give me examples. Give me an example of work that gets funneled directly to one person who actually gets the autonomy to be able to prioritize that work. Give me examples. What kind of work can come into somebody like that? Give me an example of work that comes in, and I'm gonna say it to a product owner. What kind of work out there can be? And remember, I don't want you to think of IT. I think about anything. Maybe your wife is the product owner at your house, What kind of work comes funneling to her? Go ahead, Ray, talk to me. I see your hands up. You're muted. I know you're saying, Rick, you're awesome, but no one's hearing.
Yeah, maybe add a new feature, some sort of work task, take out the trash, that sort of thing.
Great. New features, work tasks. Give me something else that's not even related to IT. Give me something that a product owner can get a lot of work coming to that person. Give me an example, something else.
A request from management.
Request from management. Give me another line of business. The dry cleaning business or any other business. The legal business.
HR
business.
A change on the website.
Love it. So that's technology, changing the website. What else?
Let's go home. Building a doggy house.
Building a doggy house. I love it, Godwin. Way to think outside the box. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for dog houses. I'm not looking for other stuff. Anybody else has another idea?
Moving to another state.
Love it. Doing a wedding. How about planning a wedding? Yep. Right? Who's the product owner in planning a wedding? Anybody want to guess?
The mother-in-law.
The bride.
The bride.
The bride.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
All right. So
Mozilla.
Mozilla. All right, so that's the first thing that I want you to think about. Why is it important? So I would ask you the question, why is it important to funnel work into one person first? Why is that so important for that one person? And imagine if you had 5 or 6 people. What would be good or bad where you have one person compared to 5 people getting funneled work? What is the response to that?
Prioritization.
I love it, Bill. So you have one person that can actually say, okay, I'm going to prioritize this, compared to having to fight. And I don't know if you guys have ever been part of that fight where everyone's equal and then not one person can make that final call. Has anybody ever had a situation where you had a major debate and no one can finally make that final call? Give me an example. Give me a real world. Anybody. I'm going to share one with you if you guys don't share one.
I can think of a situation, like if you plan on a family vacation and you have a group of family members and nobody can determine, or everybody wants to go a different place. And since everybody is paying for their own trip, no one has priority or no one has authority over the other.
So that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Now, we have to be careful because just because we're saying one person has autonomy or can do this, doesn't mean they trump the other people, because that would really be horrible. If you're saying, no, I'm the only one that's going to say we're going to go that vacation over there, and you don't really listen to the people and you're not really a uniter, you could actually be driving people out of this, out of your family. You won't see your family too much after that one, right? So it's got to be, it's important that whoever has this position is a great communicator, a uniter, somebody who's trying to look for the best and learning and growing and figuring things out. And they have to feel empowered. What if they weren't empowered? What happens if they had one person who thought they were empowered, but they have to talk to this person and it takes 2 weeks to get a response back? What are some problems with that? Who can share problems with that? This delay of getting a response back from the tool. What would be the problem with that running an organization? Running a wedding?
Delays. Getting delays out to getting the value out to the field.
Bob, you might want to mute. So
I was
again,
on mute.
I would love to hear from someone of a delay between the so-called central person and now has to wait for other people to make decisions for them. What's the negative part of that?
Well, you could have a bottleneck, or you could just have missed deadlines, like Saba wrote.
I think Bob was trying to say like cost of delay. So because there's a delay, that costs money because you're putting it off, and then now you're taking more of a risk.
I love it. I love it. So how long does it take you for you to make a decision? If it's taking you too long, you're causing a major delay for the rest of the group, right? It's a decision. How long does it take could actually hurt you, and you're actually losing a lot of money for that. Awesome. But you're also losing momentum. Mm-hmm. You're also losing when things stay stale. What happens when you have to revisit something? Everybody knows that once you leave something and you come back to it, it's very difficult to move on, right? Because you have to try to remember where you left off. Has anybody ever had an experience where they left something and then they came back and they were like, oh my God, I got to start from scratch again? Who wants to share? And not Andrea. Andrea is the only one that's talking right now. So I want to see if someone else actually has a voice right now. I'm looking for Matt to say something because he smiled, but he messed up by smiling. Huh?
Laughing at Andrea.
So what was the question?
I think you might have to tell me that again.
Who remembers the question?
Besides me?
Yeah.
I guess the question was, what would happen if you started something and you left and came back? Is that right?
Yes. What experience where you started something, you left back, came back in a couple of days, and then you came back to it.
Not only just momentum, it's just the focus, right? So you have to refocus your energy into making sure you are where you need it to be.
I love it. I love it. And I have a lot of friends that have to start from scratch again because they just don't remember what, even though they're, let's pretend they're right, almost about to complete something. They have it right there. It's almost done. They come back and they have to start from scratch because they can't remember how they got there and to make sure that they're making the right decisions.
Also, Rick, you might find out new stuff, new ideas to do. So that might also cause you to start all over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, another thing is a home example is you have to get all your tools out. You have to get all the material out. You have to set the time and everything. So it's like first of all, you waste time putting all the tools away, all the materials away, and then you have to get them back out.
Exactly. Think of Godwin doing that doghouse. Godwin, you were almost there, man. Your dog is still sleeping inside your house. And you had it all done. You didn't finish it up. And now you had to pick up all your tools, go back, and then now come back and say, okay, where's that last, piece of wood? Where did I leave it at? I can't remember.
There is one positive aspect though of doing that, depending on, you don't want to do it too long because then you get into what you guys were talking about. But if you're working on something, you're frustrated because you can't solve it, and you just need to walk away for a day, come back and pick it back up and like, oh my God, I was right there in front of my nose, and boom, you'll be able to solve it. So
I love it. Yes, absolutely. You need to have that break time, especially with a complex issue. But again, you have to be careful that when you're in that flow and things are moving smooth and you're just getting that operational, you got to make sure you finish, right? You'll hear a lot, start finishing, stop starting. Okay. All right. So again, you can imagine the product owner, you can imagine the work that comes in that funnel, and you can imagine the kind of person this person has to be, right? Great relationships, great conversation, able to make decisions, able to move forward, right? A learner, grower, right? Understands the business, right? You would hate to have somebody do a wedding for you that doesn't have no freaking idea what a wedding is entailed, right? So they need to have that mastery, that understanding, okay? And at least if they don't know where to get that information, they should know at least where to get it, right? They might not have it, but they need to know where to get it, okay? So again, very strong tool. Now, the next part of this, you got the product owner. You got this thing called the product backlog, okay? This is the most foundational thing that everyone does no matter what. Everyone always has their checklist at home, everyone, right? So all you do with your checklist is you prioritize your checklist, and hopefully you're getting work done, right? That's a very simplistic way. Now, we highly recommend that you have one checklist with all the items there, because if you have 50 different checklists, you won't know which priority is what. So we highly recommend it, have it one area so it's highly focused and it's prioritized. Now, the question for you is, how do you prioritize? How do you prioritize your work? Give me examples of how you personally prioritize your work. Eduardo, tell me, how do you prioritize your work at home?
At home, maybe what is most important or urgency, maybe the food.
I love it. What's more urgent? What's most important? Sometimes you got to be careful because let's pretend something's important, but it's so big that you're like, you leave out everything else. You're saying this is the most important, but it's going to take me 10 years to do. While there could be some smaller things that are maybe not as important, but easier for you to achieve. So we got to understand, it's not just prioritizing on value. It's also prioritizing on the effort and the complexity of what you're trying to achieve. So that's how you prioritize things, right? Those big impact, but small effort. that's the one you want to say, hey, how do we get that one done as soon as possible? Does that
Whatever
make-
your wife tells you to do, that's the most important thing.
What's that, Bob?
Whatever your wife tells you to do, that is the most important thing.
That's true. It
Believe me,
doesn't
I've
matter
been
what-
married 35 years.
Doesn't matter what you think, you know, but that's an idea.
It's not
But
worth it,
anyone
man.
else-
Get it done.
Anyone else related to priority? Any other way, any magic formula out there, guys, that somebody wants to share that's
Yeah, I
revolutionary?
have another one. Well, not revolutionary, but it's called The One Thing. So it's the one thing. I don't know if you've read the book, but it is the one thing that will do the most for you and allow you to minimize a lot of the things you have to do. So that's what it is. It's called The One Thing. And that's how I prioritize most things.
I like it. Anyone else? Priority?
I do what I feel like at the moment.
I love it. Way to go, Bill. All right. So again, everyone has their way of prioritizing their backlog. But one of the things we got to be careful with is when we're spending so much time just prioritizing. We're just spinning our wheels. You've got over 1,000 items, and you're spending your whole time trying to look for every single one and which one goes over, which one goes under, which one goes over, and and this is 1,000 items that you're probably going to do in maybe 10 years. And you're just spending a whole bunch of time doing that. That's a problem. So what is Agile telling you to do with that kind of 1,000 item list? Anybody want to share what Agile tells you to do?
What delivers the most to the business, the most value?
So yes, it tells you to prioritize, but it also tells you be careful with going into so much detail with the items in the bottom. You're going to be decomposing them too much and wasting a lot of times because things are going to change. Things are going to evolve. What you think is that direction might not be in that direction. It might be a pivot. So Agile tells you, great, have the backlog, but also be careful. Look at the picture that they have here for number 6. Do you see how there's smaller pieces on the top and bigger pieces in the bottom? So it kind of chunks things up really, really close. When you're about to do it, you need to make sure you have good enough detail to execute properly. Okay? Everybody understand the backlog and a little bit of what the product owner does. Does everybody have a good understanding of that? I'm looking around. Great job, Andrew. Thank you for thumbs up. I'm looking around to see if anyone has an issue with that. Okay, so that's simplistic, right? And like I told you, this has nothing to do with IT. It's just work, and you got to make sure you're prioritizing, whether it's the doghouse, whether it's whatever the case might be. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is you got to figure out who's going to do the work, right? You're worried about the what, but how it's going to get done. Normally, you have your kids do all that work, right? But sometimes you might actually have a team, okay? So anybody has anything that they want to share about what a Scrum team? Maybe you want to give me some insights of it. Who wants to tell me a little bit about what a Scrum team is? When you hear that out there, or when you've done your who wants to share a little bit of what a Scrum team is? Okay, so I'm just laying a little bit. I know Joe is actually being patient. Joe would jump in very quickly, and so he's doing a good job. I'm holding him back.
Yeah,
so thank you. Okay. And Marcelo, I don't believe he's being held back right now, so he's also very patient right now, which is great. So again, what do you think about when you think about a team that needs to execute on the work that you just prioritized? Go ahead.
Well, it's nice if the team is capable of taking on whatever. There can be experts they need to consult, but basically they can handle the job.
I love it. So they got to be able to execute on some of this work, right? If they're going to do a bridal, whatever, they need to understand that, hey, they can do this, right? They have the skills, they have the knowledge, you know? And so great point. So think about several different, remember, in any work, especially if it's complex work, it's normally not one person that can just get all the work done. It's normally a group of different skill sets that come together to do that work. Okay, I like to call it cross-functional team, right? Cross-functional, right? Where they actually can help each other out. So that's very key in making sure that the team starts in a good place. But let me ask you the same question that we asked you with the product owner. Remember how I told you the delays of the product owner reaching out to somebody and having a long time for them to respond back to you? In Agile, we can have the same dilemma with the teams. Imagine if you have a team that's hyper-focused on getting work done, but they have to count on somebody that takes 2 months to do anything else, to do something. What would that do for the team? Okay, so again, so that's why in Agile, we say we really want to create a team that actually has all the skill sets they need to achieve the work in hand. In reality, it doesn't always happen, right? They're always going to have to count on somebody from the outside. But the more they can keep within, the better they can work as a team. All right? So any questions right now on the team? And very simple. I haven't even gone to, we got a product owner and we got a team. Pretty simple. Huh, Walter? Is that easy peasy? All right. So now you got the product owner. Now you got a team. Now you got to say to yourself, okay, guys, the team is cross-functional and they kind of help each other out, but you might want to have somebody, because they're going to be very closely coupled and talking to each other, you might want to have somebody to help them kind of form and be able to gel a lot faster. Because it takes some time, guys. Like here we are, and we're a community, and it's been 10 months now, but I think we're gelling now. But it takes some time. Like some of the new people maybe don't feel comfortable speaking up right now, right? But with time, they do. So they have like a Scrum Master, somebody who's going to help the team mature, right? Help them grow, help them understand how they can collaborate better, right? So that's another role. So we got 3 roles that we mentioned for you. Got the product owner, the team, and then also the Scrum Master, okay? So those are 3 very simple roles in life, and right, and how they work together. Any questions on very simplistically how we put that up for you? Okay. All right. So again, you can click on the items if you want to actually get more information. Like if you're listening to Rick and you're like, I really want to dive deeper into it, just click on the link so you can see that information. I'm not holding you back from seeing that. All right. So the next part that's important is, how do we improve communication from these 3 entities? What vehicles, what methods can we do to have them better collaborate, better talk to each other, right? So this is where the ceremonies come in. This is where the ceremony or events, or I don't know what they call it now in Scrum. You might have a different name for it. This is where that comes in. It's all used to better communicate, to better collaborate. That's what it's used for. We can put a whole bunch of processes in place to force them to collaborate. You know what that's called? Waterfall, right? They put a whole bunch of steps like, hey, this is how you get out of this is how you do this is how you do, and to a point where they're just passing one baton to the other. And I don't have anything negative about waterfall because it's helped me grow, but there's a lot of silo mentality there. So here we're saying that we're going to introduce to you some really cool ceremonies that are going to make you kind of figure things out together. Okay? What's the coolest ceremony that you guys like when you hear about this Scrum or Agile? What's the coolest one? Anybody that hasn't talked yet has an opportunity. Everybody else has spoke. Sorry, love you, but I want to hear somebody else's. What's the coolest ceremony that you guys like?
Retro.
The retro. Okay, that's actually my coolest one too. I actually love that one. Out of all of them, I actually love that one more. So the way this works is, first of all, we are in Agile, we're retrospecting every day. We're retrospecting every time you troubleshoot something, you're retrospecting it. You're saying, well, what did I do wrong? Oh, the variable wasn't right. Oh, I need to change it this way. So you're retrospecting all the time. You're sometimes talking to your partner and you're retrospecting, right? So in Agile, when you have what they call a first meeting of the day, a stand up or whatever, they're talking about what went well as well. So they're having these discussions, but there is something really cool about a cadence retrospect. And I don't know, I've talked to a lot of people, and some people don't have this love for retrospects, but when you truly commit to your group, you create a cadence behind it. That means I respect you, and then I'm going to put a time aside that we're going to regroup all our ideas, and we're going to make sure that we're heading in the right track. And retros can be as simple as, remember, this is for the team itself. What are we doing well? What do we need to improve in? What should we stop doing? Could be as simple as that. And then we kind of commit together to moving in the right direction. That is the most powerful tool because it's a trend. You start showing a trend of getting better, I tell you, the first thing that I do with leadership is I run retros because I need to show them that they are where they are, but they now have a positive attitude to improving. Once you have a positive attitude, things work out for you. Things start working out because you know it's trending up compared to it's gloomy, it's getting worse. I don't even want to be here. Why am I even at this work? You've worked for those companies. You've had those feelings, okay? So again, a retro is a very powerful tool that you guys should be looking at. All right. What's another ceremony that's pretty cool?
The stand-up meeting.
Yep, I love it. So tell me a little bit about the stand-up meeting. Tell me a little bit about it, if anybody.
It's time box of 15 minutes, period.
So time box is such a powerful tool itself. Like people don't understand the importance of time boxing something. Like there's been studies that have shown that if you say, okay, I'm going to give you 18 days to do something, guess how long it's going to take? 18 days, because you can keep going and spinning in circles. Once you have a time box, it kind of forces you to be hyper focused on getting what you can get now and moving forward, because nothing's ever going to be fully baked for you. So time box is a very, very strong tool. Okay. So what else about the stand-up meeting that's important?
Everybody get on the same page.
I love that. So you're kind of aligning, guys. Hey, this is where we're at, guys. Be aware. This is happening, or I need to pass the baton on to you, right? So I love that. Anything else for the stand-up meeting? Again, you guys can cheat by clicking on the link there. I'm making it easy for you guys. Making it simple. All you have to do is look for stand-up or whatever, daily Scrum. Here's the cheating part. You click on it, and there should be some information there if you wanted it.
Opportunity to get ahead.
What's that, D?
Opportunity to get ahead.
What do you need to have to get ahead? Is that what you said?
The daily stand-up is also an opportunity for the team to get help from team members.
I missed the last part of that. Can you guys help me? What was the last part of that?
Yeah, he said that's an opportunity for the team members to get help from each other.
Love it. Great job, D. Yes. So, and let me tell you, that by itself is something that shows maturity. We and Marcelo and I know the coaching part, that if you don't see teams asking for help, that's a red flag big times. So that they're able to at least ask for help and feel comfortable asking for help is humongous. It's humongous. What else?
And the most important part of it, to inspect and adapt.
Love it. So I love it. So guess what? Some people, it's a replanning session. You're actually inspecting. Every time you come together, you're saying, guys, the world isn't the same way it was yesterday. Things have changed. Now we gotta get this going. I hate when people think that development teams just or know how to execute and that's it. All they have to do is follow these 10 steps and they get it done. There is creativity, there's complexity, there's unknowns. It's not fully baked. It's part of what they're growing through. So please keep that in mind as you see the work being done. All right. Anything else for stand-up meeting? Okay, do we feel good with
ideally?
Yes.
Yeah. The team is planning its work for the day. There's a conflict between the team members wanting to be, seen as capable and competent, and no, they never have any blockers. Nothing's ever in the way, but there are. And bringing that out can be hard in the team, and making them feel like a team instead of, they all have to keep their reputations and develop their own stuff. So bringing that team part out is tricky.
I love it, and I'm going to give you a quote that Marcelo always says when he's coaching. He says, "Agile doesn't solve your problems; it reveals it to you." So what Agile does by having this continuous communication, it becomes more and obvious where the problem lies, and that we got to figure out a solution to it. So in the old traditional way, we used to be able to hide behind a process. We used to be able to say, submit the ticket or go through that process, and then we'll see when we get to it. And it might take you 2 hours to do something that should have taken you a few seconds to do. But because you're hiding behind a process, you're good. With Agile, you got to move that sticky across, and you got to explain every day why that sticky isn't moving. That's uncomfortable. And you're right. That's why you need the coach there. That's why you need your Scrum Master figuring things out to help you. But good. All right. So we got the stand-up. We got the retro. What else is another ceremony out there?
Did you discuss sprint planning?
I have not. So again, we plan. We go through a short cycle of planning so that we can make sure that we can deliver on what we plan, right? We hyper focus on something so that we can make sure that we can deliver on that. We got to be careful with planning this humongous project, right? We know the bigger pieces, but we're hyper focusing on delivering one item. Why are we hyper focusing? Here's a quiz question. Why are we hyper focusing on delivering that first small increment on what we said we were going to be able to deliver it on? Why is that so important? Why is that so important for them to deliver on what they said that they were going to deliver?
Building trust.
I love the trust. I love that. So predictability, right? And what you said you were going to do. Just think about this. If you're not able to achieve something small and your word doesn't fit, why am I going to believe you with something large? So if you can predictably achieve what you're saying, then you have a lot more, okay, now I feel more comfortable that you can achieve the rest. You see what that makes sense? Like, okay, you're able to deliver that smaller piece. Now the bigger piece becomes more reachable for you. All right. So that's again sprint planning. Again, we're just touching on these things, guys. When you want your certification, your CSM, Marcelo again does an amazing job getting people certified. So please keep in mind that we can certify you in all this, especially when you're trying to get that first job. What's the last ceremony that I think is important for you guys? What's the last one? So you got 3 of them so far. Is there another ceremony that you think is important? All right, you guys are all gonna fail my quiz, just so you know.
Sprint review.
There's a-
Backlog grooming.
Backlog grooming, that's a session that you need to do to make sure that you're working through that backlog, but I'm not gonna consider that one right now. There's another one that we missed.
Sprint
We're 5
review.
minutes.
Sprint review. This is where you get to showcase the work that you're doing, not just to your product owner, because your product owner should know what you're doing. It's really to get feedback from all the users, from all the stakeholders, to kind of say, hey, do you like what we're doing? Any feedback that you can provide so that we can get better, or so that we can, approach this opportunity, right? So that feedback is very important. All right, so guys, I just went over high level. I didn't even go sprint goals. There were still a lot of things that I left out. I just wanted you to have a kind of generic view of a couple of the items so that you could start, thinking about them, right? How does this affect your daily life? Doing things and going camping or going this. What does this all look like? Like, where do you see that in your day-to-day? And that helps you kind of grasp the knowledge of this. Does anybody have any questions so far on what we covered? All right, so this is the foundational part. I want to make sure that we time-wise, we're good in time. We're going to go ahead and close right now. So Marcelo, anything you want to add before we start the closing process of this?
No, this has been great. You guys got this. Now the real question about agility is, when we go back to where we work or where we operate, what are we going to do with it? Okay. In every engagement, Rick and I are always looking to make sure that you guys walk away with something, one thing that you can go back and use right away. So we hope we helped you that way tonight. Okay. And if we can help you better, let us know. That's what we're here for.
Love that. Thank you, Marcelo. Any other questions from the group? Any questions that you have? Easy peasy, easy to understand, easy. So what I would challenge you, if you feel this is easy for you to explain or to understand, how do you get to the next level where you're actually teaching this material, right? Because that's when it really comes to fruition, right? When you're actually trying to explain to somebody else, this is what that means. This is what this looks like. Okay, so I would challenge you to do that. All right. Joe, anything you want to let the team know?
Yeah, just no, this is really good. It takes practice. It's easier to understand, but it takes practice. So take every opportunity that you can to practice it. And even if, like you said, doing it at home, building out things, building out the product backlog, listen to your wife as a product owner, anything you can do.
All right. All right. Hey, Lou, how are
If
you
I
doing?
can add in something.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Brigham. And so we see on the chart here, all right, there's a sprint, there's this circle, but it's doing it over and over and over. And it's that rhythm that, okay, if something messes up this time, there will be another chance. Next sprint, we get to do it again. And we learn something and we do it and we get another piece done. And we keep boom, boom, boom. And we keep ourselves focused on that little bit. And week after week, we have these small wins and together make that giant thing we were talking about in the first place. And it's that process of applying this that, gets the overall part done.
Great job. Absolutely. Especially the rhythm part of it. Once you've got that cadence, it's hard to stop. And then if you're looking at life as a continuous improvement, that you're not going to have everything perfect, but you're making that progress. Great job. Anyone else? Karen, what did you learn, Karen? Karen, I'm holding you accountable, young lady. What did you learn?
Well, I learned a lot. I learned about how Agile is what can you do as a Scrum Master? What would be a product owner's roles? What would be the Scrum team's roles? Because I was new to Agile, so I got a good learning
All right.
exposure.
Awesome. So again, Karen is responsible for the vocabulary words. She's going to keep helping us build that out. All right. Nelu, do we have that
Yeah.
link?
So
Go
go ahead. No, go ahead, Rick.
I just want to make sure we have like 29. We would love to get 29 clicks, just to likes. That would be good. But if everybody has an opportunity to do that. So let's see what number count we can actually get up to when we see that linked. You're going to go ahead and share the link?
Yes. So in the chat line, you will see our link to LinkedIn and where we have our thank you post. So we want to thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you find value in this meetup. We had a great speaker, and we will have him again next week. And we will be really, really happy and blessed if you please go there, click on it, like it, and share it. Now, on Saturday, we have 34 comments and 40 likes. So if we could just beat that record today, that would be great. We're going to give you a couple of minutes. We used to have a competition on who won on the first one on liking it and commenting it. Sava is like saying, you know what? I'm giving you space, people. So let's see.
Did you put the link in there already or not yet?
Yeah, on the chat line. Can you see it there?
Not yet. Or maybe you need to re-enter. Let me see.
No, it's there. You should scroll up a little
Back
bit.
at 718.
You want to click
Oh
it
my
on
God.
again?
You know what? I think Alfredo got you all.
I reposted. I reposted it.
Yeah, you know that Godwin already won, right?
Godwin won.
Godwin
Oh,
already
Alfredo did. Alfredo got it.
Yeah, it was Alfredo.
Get out of town. Alfredo
Yeah,
got it.
it was Alfredo.
It was Alfredo.
Came
I
in
don't know. I
stealth
must see
mode.
something different because I see Godwin first.
No, I just got there now.
When I got there, only Alfredo had liked it.
Okay.
Okay, we have 7 likes and 1 comment, people. Thank you very much for participating. We hope we can have a bit more. Again, this helps us.
Go.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it'll come up.
We don't really ask much, especially from a financial perspective, but liking it and sharing is really the only thing we. Go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say, what was the goal? We had 30. How many on Saturday?
We have 34 likes and like 20 comments. I think we should beat that.
Well, we had 29 participants today, so
we're not gonna get to 30 something. We're gonna get to 29 unless I get my kids to do it.
Yeah,
guys. Bring your whole family in there to make sure they like it. What's the number count right now?
17, I think.
Yep.
All right, 17. Again, just keep in mind, guys, that we're building out this app for you. So the more we get feedback on how that app is doing, the more we're going to be able to help you guys. I hope this was rewarding for you. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. And we have a Saturday session. What are we doing Saturday? Just want to make sure we're all engaged on Saturday. Nelu, do you have the link for them to register for Saturday if they wanted to go?
For sure. Let me share the link on the app.
I'm so.
Hello? That's okay, coach. It happens to the best of us.
What's that? Did he log out?
Saying hello.
He said hello.
I gotta turn off my microphone when people come up to talk to me.
Okay, so here is the link for next Saturday.